Hey everybody.
Hi, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today.
Sorry, very unprofessional. Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee.
Hi, everybody.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
We have those Sunday slowness syndrome.
Or something. Happy Chinese New Year to everybody. I myself am a rooster, not a rat. I don't know if we have any rats in the audience, but this is the Chinese Year of the Rat.
And we're going to be having some technical difficulties.
Oh no, well, close the,
I know, I've done this a couple times already.
Uh-oh, we're having a computer issue. We will be hang on a minute. This is so not good. Can everybody see us? Looks better. Oh man, but it's doing it again.
We've been having some serious computer issues, and it looks like it's about ready to explode. I don't know what's going on.
Hang on a minute. We'll
Just
be right
keep talking.
with you. Cameras are still on. Oh, hi, Benita. I did add you to the list. Don't worry. I hope you can still see or hear me. We're having some issues here on our end. But the stream will be...
I can't get to it because it keeps fading too fast.
I see. Okay. All right, so we're still working with the problem. Our computer is having issues. I'll be right back.
It's cheap, but not me. And yeah, this is really...
This is the worst we've had it. Oh, okay. There. Are you up?
The camera's still frozen at the view from before. See, no.
I'm going to write that we're having... Again, I don't know.
Okay, I have put on the technical difficulties, and I don't know what we're going to be able to do because it's really a matter of the computer cooperating.
I know. We may have to start the stream over and reboot our computer. I have the list that I've written so far.
There's a couple more additions.
Khalil has came KC. Hi there, guys. So, is it working still? Is it working fine?
We are apparently broadcasting.
Okay.
I can go back and try it now and see where we're at. See if it doesn't. What's happening is we're having some disruptions because we have an aging graphic card that is showing signs of frying or something.
Yeah.
We don't exactly understand it.
I really was hoping my computer would last till spring, but if it's going to be doing this, it may not, because I'm hoping to get another one. So is everybody okay? Can everybody hear us?
Probably. We see you.
We seem to be okay at the moment. It looks like the glitches have stopped, so maybe we should just...
There's a glitch on this one. Look at that.
Oh, is there?
Wave your hands.
Oh. Oh, my.
So we maybe do have to reboot OBS. We can stay online streaming, I think.
Really?
Through YouTube, but we're going to reboot the program. I'm not sure how
I'm
that's
not sure how that's going to work. So hang in there. We're going to try to reboot our computer, I think.
Just the program.
The program. Okay. Really?
Well, if we reboot the whole computer, then
we lose everything.
Yeah, so
but it's the computer that's the problem, not really the program.
That is true.
So I don't think we should do it then. Are we coming through? Okay, you can hear us and you can see us. Does it seem glitchy at all, or is it okay on your end?
The table cam is frozen.
Okay, maybe unplug and plug in the table cam.
Yeah, let's try that.
Let's try that. So I think we're getting there. At any rate, while he's doing that, I will just mention that it's Chinese New Year again, and I brought out some of my...
Okay, that did it.
Okay, good. Yeah. I brought out some of my Chinese tools. Some of them, I just wanted to say the last time when we were streaming on Thursday, and I brought out this thing called Chi Chi, which, as you can see, is in a very old container. I got this from my aunts many, many years ago. And they actually have had this since 1926. It came out in 1926. So a lot of things in here are dated and probably off color, if you know what I mean. So
Not appropriate for the 21st
Yes.
century.
Politically correct environment. But I wanted to show you this because I
Hi,
have some.
Smiling Soul.
Hi, Smiling Soul. Do you want to write the list while I'm doing
Okay.
this? Just to make sure I have everybody. And so I pulled this number 69. Now I want you to see this. This is on bamboo sticks. And the number was kind of stamped on there. And my industrious aunts had one of these Dymo label machines. And they just redid the numbers when they were starting to get faint. So this is kind of a cool little rhymey toy. This is number 69. And basically it says for us today, your luck for today. If you draw 69, your luck today is surely fine. Ambitious to a great degree, and restlessness your fate. Dame Fortune will be good to thee, if you will speculate. Oh, it's a lottery day. Okay. You will shortly receive by mail a proposition to your advantage. And remember, everybody received things by mail back then. So you will get your wish, it says. Now, I don't want to waste a lot of our time, but I did want to show you guys. Flash forward now to the year 2000, and we have something called Chinese Fortune Sticks by Xiao Xiaomin and Martin Palmer. And basically, I'll just pull one out to show you. They're similar kind of bamboo sticks, and they have the numbers stamped on, just like my ant system. But they're decidedly different interpretations. I'm going to draw one of these real quick as a comparison, and we will move on with our day. But it's Chinese New Year, so I wanted to bring these out to play.
Off camera, Sunman, the sunny boy, is looking at her shaking those sticks and flexing his claws.
Oh, yeah, that could be a problem. Okay, so I got number 14 in this one, and let's see what we have for today. There's a poem, but it's not rhymey. And it's the Hermit. The hermit delights in the rain on his roof, beating its pattern against his woven thatch. He drinks himself to sleep among the apricots and hates the wakeful chatter of birds. Gee, I like the chatter of birds, I will say. So it says, your prospects are good, but not wonderful. Any chance of money will certainly be delayed for some time, but you should think about other matters. Your family life will be much as normal, but also be cautious of what others may be saying about you. Any improvement in your life will likely be gradual and come with new problems. Though these difficulties may bother you, remember that nothing is perfect in this world. So that's just a couple of little Chinese tools, and it is interesting to see how, these things change over time. The other thing I brought out that we aren't going to do is my Gong Hei Fa Choi Book of Fortune, which has been around forever. And, they have a board that comes with it that you lay out, and you use a regular deck of playing cards. I don't even use the board anymore. I've been using this game since I was a teenager, so I just lay them all out, and I pretty much know how to interpret them.
We were having some problems earlier with our system that Smiling Soul may have come across. Mm-hmm. Maybe some viewers saw it differently. For us, it looked like the end of the world because
Yes.
the whole screen was just decaying, and it
Yes.
didn't look like we could bring it back.
Sometimes we just get lines across the screen, but this time the screen was starting to fade out, and that's really pretty worrisome. So I know we are on borrowed time.
Seems like we're on an even keel for the moment, so we're going to move ahead.
Indeed.
I have checked the list.
Oh, and we want to talk about the list a minute because we had some problems Thursday night, and a lot of interesting things occurred. There were at least 2 people who sent us screenshots that showed that they were the first one in the chat room. Now, I know that they both could not have been in, right there at the same moment. So I'm thinking that whatever we see on the screen as the first person in the chat room is what we have to go with. Whether you think you're first or not, we're looking at that top name that we see, and we're going to go with that.
So here's the current list as I see it right now. Jakari was first, followed by Josephine, Benita, Merwin, Kayla, Kelly, January Girl, Claudia, and Smiling Soul.
Yep, I think we got you all.
While we are waiting to start, we're just going to mention that the next installment, part 3 of our USA predictions, Oberon and Banshee's USA predictions, will probably be airing in the next day or so. We had hoped to produce one earlier, but we had once again a technical snafu. So just watch for that. That will be announced. And then the next one will probably be about a week after that. Those are becoming more popular. They're getting more views. So check it out if you can.
We are busy, busy, busy with filming and stuff, and maybe we've been overtaxing the old machine a bit. So I'm going to be getting a new backdrop ready for my tarot readings on Twitter and Facebook soon as well. Hey, Mr. O, what cards are you reading with today?
I'm reading once again with my Nefertari's Tarot, the gold shiny ones that everyone likes. And then I also have one I've used several times now too, the Adrian Tarot, which is a little bit new agey. And Jakari, you are first on the list when
Just
we
give
get
us
started
a second.
in the next few moments.
Yep. All right. And
how about you?
Well, today I've got something we were both excited to read with. I've brought out the one we just purchased not long ago, the Crow's Tarot, the Crow Tarot, which we are going to read with by MJ Cullinan. And it's a U.S. Games deck 2019. So brand spanking new from last year. And also I have my Ciro Marchetti Tarot Grand Lux again. And I have the After Tarot once again, which we've been reading with.
And Kayla, the only thing that is mostly confirmed about the Valentine's Day show is that there is a special guest star and that we are doing a little bit of extra content, but we're still kind of playing that close to our vest. Did we reveal anything? I don't
Not
even remember.
much, no.
Yeah. Well, you know, those Valentine's Day things are often mysterious until they unfold in your lap or whatever. So,
you know,
keep watching.
We don't mean to be fuddy-dudds or anything, but admittedly, we've never really much between us celebrated Valentine's Day. Isn't every day a Valentine's Day for us, Mr. O?
Oh, you know it.
Okay, enough of that. Okay. But we are going to do something special because, of course, he's doing his emotional exchanges now. So
it's actually a part of that show, right? So this will be my shameless way of trying to get more people to watch that show, but also because we did have some really fun ideas about something we could do because it just happened to be on Valentine's Day.
Also, oh, hey, Laura. Also, I want to tell you guys, there's something else we're going to be doing. It's going to be a video presentation. You won't want to miss it. I'm not going to give it completely away, but I'm going to say this. You know, sometimes I happen across games. We are game players of sorts, but mostly board games. That's what we like to do, and some real esoteric ones. Well, sometimes I find some kind of magical ones of sorts. So, or maybe ones that go into, you know, testing psychic abilities and things like that. I have found such a game, sort of, and we are going to test it together on a video to see if we can read each other's minds.
If you think we're cute now, well, we're not sure what you're going to think after this.
When you see this. So, at any rate, stay tuned for that. That will be coming out shortly as well. So we've got Laura. I'm going to get Laura on the list.
Hi, Laura. Thank you, everybody.
And thanks, everybody, for joining us. Hey, Jakari, you can go ahead with your question now.
A general reading or a specific question?
My pen is flipping out here. Hang on. Oh, it is flipped out completely. Do you have my pen? I'm going to need that one back.
Oh, here you go.
Thank you. Get Laura on there. Also, I'm reading with my fairy tale Lenormand.
Okay, we have our question. This sounds like a pretty straightforward. Let's give it a shot.
A job in February. All
you want to use your deck or mine?
Let's start with the Grand Lux today. Let's hold this one off. And let's do a yes/no, I think, is in store. What do you say?
Yes.
Yes or no? Maybe?
Maybe.
We're in a mood today, as you can tell.
Right. I think Mercury retrograde is still a week or two in the offing, but I'm already starting to be fearful because of various things happening, mostly with the computers.
Yeah.
Not pleasant.
I don't want to give too much away, but I'm waiting for something to happen before I buy the computer. And I was hoping I could wait till spring, but we may have to make this decision sooner, depending on what happens with it. one day we might try to live stream and we'll just kind of disappear. So don't shoot the messenger. It's just our equipment is failing. And
It's like a vampire stepping into the sunlight. Poof.
yeah. So all right. Well,
Okay, Chikari.
okay, this is an interesting reading, Jakari. There's it's leaning towards no. So I don't know if you're worried about your job as being lost or if you're looking for a job right now, but there's some optimism, some reason to be optimistic, and I'll get to that. You have the 9 of Swords and it's reversed. You have the 5 of Cups upright. And then you have the Ace of Wands upright. But the Ace of Wands is just a place marker that tells us that it's leaning towards no right now. The reason being is that it looks as though, like you have suffered some kind of a loss or you're worried about a loss of some sort. And there seems to be a lack of opportunity at the moment to move forward. There's not enough opportunity surfacing, but I do feel the 9 of Swords reversed could indicate that will slowly change. It may not change in February, though. I'm wondering if that's the problem. It might take longer than February, but I do feel that things will right themselves.
Right, and what I feel from these cards with the 5 of Cups here, I sort of feel that this says that there's a little bit of shifting in your position, and that means that if you maybe are already working somewhere, maybe somebody is moving your duties or responsibilities around, and maybe that's part of the problem. If you're not working, then maybe that just means that where you're at in the hopeful job poll means you may have to think about shifting some of your tactics or the way you present yourself. Maybe you need to brush up a resume if you are actually trying to get into another job from the one you're at. It sort of looks like maybe you just need to leave some things behind and focus on some other things.
Well, so I'm also thinking if you have a lot of worries and a lot of stress right now, you're really going to have to kind of put that aside so that you can make those opportunities for yourself. Right now, it's showing they're not there, and sometimes they're just not going to pop up for you. You're going to have to go out and really push to find them. So I think be more of an active job searcher in that regard. So that's what we see there. I'm going to do the Lenormand. I'm doing, as I said, the Fairy Tale Lenormand today, which is by beautiful artwork by Lisa Hunt. And it's written by Aaron Lynch.
Yes, with the 9 of Swords reversed, what I didn't say about that is that it just sort of has that feeling that there's a sense that it is getting better, but at a slow rate, that there's a healing effect or a refurbishing effect, but it's just happening slowly. It may be maybe closer to 2 months is what I'm thinking.
Well, I'm looking at these two cards.
Here, let me do it.
I got it. These two cards together here. You have the woman card and you have the dog card. It's a little bit of light in there when I'm doing that.
There's a glare
there's a little bit of glare.
Probably.
So basically, what this is telling me is there may be a good friend. It could be a woman. It could be, just a good friend or a coworker, somebody close to you. You might get a tip or help from in some way in finding another job. So maybe it's somebody you work with who will offer you some advice. It looks like this person will be very helpful in this regard.
Yeah, to me it seems like it's a new person because that's what I sort of saw with the other cards there. And I just sort of feel like they are going to become somebody who will probably become a better friend of yours, and that maybe they will be able to help you with some of that too, or that they're just going to be an ally in some form.
Yep. And now I need to get Sunny off my cards. Or my cards from underneath Sunny. And that's what we have for you, Jakari. good luck.
So thank you and good luck.
We have somebody else in the room that's just entered. Hi, Roshini.
welcome.
I will add you to the list. And hey, E.T., welcome.
Hi, E.T. Thank you.
Roshini, I will be glad to take a question, but not now.
Yeah, we have a queue, and you're probably a number of readings down.
We just did our first reading for the day, so let me go over the list once more. We have Josephine.
222.
It's 222? Oh. You know, I have been seeing that like everywhere lately. And I mean, if not 222, 2222, 2222, like 4 5 twos, it's crazy. So anyway, Josephine is next. You can write your question, Josephine. Bonita, Merwin, Kayla, KC, January Girl, Claudia, Smiling Soul, Laura, Roshini, and then E.T.
This is my little boy here. I love him to death.
Sure, Josephine, the next 2 months. Do you want to use one of yours?
Yep. I'm going to use my Adrian Tarot.
Okay.
He's our good luck charm in a way. Except when he knocks over a camera or something.
Oh, what a crazy fiasco on Thursday, huh?
Well, that was a different
But that
cat,
was
too.
Sassy. She tried.
Shuffle.
Sassy's a little bit of our hefty cat, and she tried to get up the table the wrong way, and she nearly took down the tablecloth and everything. She ripped holes in it.
Yeah, it was kind of awesome because she was hooked in.
Oh my gosh! And we could not
and
do anything.
She couldn't pull herself up, so then her weight just sort of dragged her off the table, but not without taking a chunk or two of the tablecloth.
And knocking our camera over.
Yeah, so that was kind of unintended.
For sure. Oh, Sonny, you won't even let me shuffle now.
It's my fault because I'm giving it too much attention.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. And now where am I supposed to cut?
How about if you let me cut and then
All
you'll
right.
figure your part out?
Oh, I could have done it there.
That's okay.
Oh, my goodness. The things we gotta do, we cat lovers. Okay. Well, a bit of air energy, so communications maybe. Okay, that's the Two of Swords, and it's reversed.
So it's kind of like a situation where some amount of your doubt is going to alleviate about things that might be going on. You might feel that there's more of a focus for you or more of a path opening up. You might feel that some things are a little clearer and you know where to go or how to discern certain situations.
That's what I was going to say is similar. It's like you feel more free to move in a direction of your choosing now. You know, it's like you felt like you were unsure of yourself, you were undecided about certain things in your life, but within these next 2 months, there's going to come a point where you're going to finally feel you're liberated and free to do what you want to do now. But the Seven of Swords is upright. And what do you have to say about that, Mr. O?
Well, for me, what I would say too, though, is that maybe possibly what you are seeing is that maybe you have had in the background an issue regarding somebody's deceit in matters with you. And that maybe what the first card is telling us is that now some of this has become clearer to you and that maybe you're starting to understand what that situation is and maybe what your role is in it. Or if there is a role, maybe it's just deceit you're aware of and so you're wondering if you are helping or hindering depending on who is actually involved or what the stakes are.
Well, and then we end with the not so happy card of the Five of Pentacles upright. And it seems like, these next 2 months aren't going to be too easy for you. I sense that, you're going to be trying to save some money or hold on to resources a little bit if you have any, because it sounds like there could be a loss of money or material goods. Maybe you're going to go through a slight sick spell because sometimes this card, it's an earthy card and that often deals with the human body. So really what it might be is you're feeling really drained and depleted and it's going to affect you, in a lot of other ways. So what do you have to say?
Well, sometimes this card is called the Dark Night of the Soul, and so sometimes it refers to the idea of people who do feel a sense of depression or loss, and yet at the same time, maybe they're not understanding their whole picture.
Right.
And I'm still going to tie this into the previous cards in the sense that maybe the uncovering or realization of deceit or being more aware of it is leading to this part here too. And so that's the reminder to you, is that what I'm thinking, this isn't something that necessarily affects you directly, but you're enough on the periphery. Maybe it's a child or a parent or somebody close enough to you that you're pulled into that drama. Maybe you're being asked to advise them. Maybe you're being asked to support them. And so I'm getting the feeling that this thing sort of will challenge you on a certain level of your inner spiritual core values, because you'll have to decide how you wish to inform others of a better path for them too. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
You don't agree?
I don't, well, I don't know here. I'm a little concerned about the 7 and the 5. You know,
Yeah.
I probably didn't say anything about the 7, did I?
No, you didn't.
I guess I didn't. And so what I'm almost thinking here is that, you know, it is possible you could lose something of value or whatever due to some underhandedness by somebody else. Or, you know, you will feel a loss because of that. And the 5 also reminds us that oftentimes when things look the darkest, we don't realize that help is readily available for you. Help is there, you just don't necessarily see it.
And that's why I kind of throw this towards the idea that this may not be something that affects you incredibly directly, but maybe, like I said, on the periphery. And so your role may be more about advising somebody that they need to look beyond
I
their
see. So
circumstance.
you're thinking they might be helping somebody in dire circumstances, which is
Yeah,
possible.
I mean, I think it could be both, but I'm getting a feeling like it's somebody that you're connected to and maybe closely, but the drama is just pulling you in. It doesn't need to though.
Well,
You're
these
just
are
being
the
a good friend.
vibes just for the next 2 months. And
Right.
so let me see what the Lenormand has to say. Maybe it can give me an idea of where this is, what sector of life this is affecting here.
Sunman is just luxuriating here.
I know. Well, again, Josephine, I have the clouds and I have the mice. And what I would say is it looks as though to me you're depressed about some kind of loss. This is just haunting you in some way and maybe is going to be a factor in these next 2 months. Whether it's a loss of property or material things, or if it's a relationship, or you lost somebody through death, you're grieving. It seems like the focal point is focusing on some type of loss. Or, again, I caution you to pay attention to your health, watch for signs, and, you know, if you're not feeling right, take it easy. Try to relax, take the time you need to heal, because it could indicate a slight sick spell. Now I have the 5 of Pentacles, and I have the mice that are indicating that.
Well, and I still see that with those cards, that there's this possibility that it doesn't pertain directly to yourself, but pertains to somebody you know more closely. Like maybe that sense of loss is connected to you, but not directly.
Yeah. So I think, you know, you're going to have to focus on yourself and try to get yourself out of that state of mind. Sleep is so important. I know this because I have bouts of sleep disorders through the year. I have that seasonal affective disorder, they call it. So in the winter, I go through a bout of that, and I'll tell you, you do not feel good. It makes you more depressed. One feeds off of the other. So try to find that balance and harmony, you know, that you need to get a good night's rest. Drink the herbal teas that you need to support that, and do your best to get yourself in a better frame of mind. And then I think we'll see a change in the cards.
And I just feel as the last thing is I just took a peek at a card, and the card said to me, there's some issues of trust you're having, maybe with an associate or a person of some sort. It's like you're not sure you really want to trust this person. And you may just want to step back if you can, because maybe that's part of where the depression's coming from, is feelings of trust or mistrust with people. Who can you trust? Who can help you? So it may be time to do a little bit more inner meditation about that too. I don't think that some of your feelings are totally uncalled for if they are going into that realm of trusting people, but you just want to be able to be sure of what those instincts are saying.
The chat is pretty quiet today, I will say that.
But they're all watching.
But you're all watching. I know you're there.
Okay, so let's
that's
move
what
on.
we have for you, Josephine. Best of
Josephine.
luck for these next 2 months. Check in with us again. And hey, Bonita, you are up. And as soon as we're done with Bonita, then it will be Merwin, Kayla, KC, January Girl, Claudia, Smiling Soul, Laura, Roshini, and E.T.
Okay. Question about next.
You're welcome, Josephine.
You are welcome.
I wish I had better cards for you today.
And I'm getting cat fur over
I
my
see
face
it.
because I'm
Oh,
petting him
yeah.
so much. So,
Did I not just brush him this last week? I did.
He gets brushed so much, but it still doesn't help as much as we would want it to.
It's
so
winter.
You're using your deck? Okay.
Yes, we are.
Oh, you're using that one.
So Bonita's got, what will my next relationship partner be like? So let's throw 3 cards and see what this person will be like. In a minute,
All right.
Mr. O. Here you go.
This is Orange Meatloaf Cat. He's big as 2 meatloafs, actually, probably.
He's just a big cat. I don't think he's overweight.
He's proportionate.
Yeah.
He's just large. He's large boned and large bodied. Whereas
Sassy.
Sassy is not proportionate. She's
No.
actually should be a tinier cat. She has short legs, stubby legs actually, and kind of big.
Yes, kind of. Oh, hi, Miss Yana. I will add you to the list. We've got a pretty good sized list.
Yes, it is an interesting question. I agree. Claudia.
Did I pick him up? Did you cut him?
I cut him and you picked him up.
I did. I lost myself.
Lost in the cards.
Yikers.
Oh.
This is truly bizarre. And you've got 3 major arcana cards.
I think there's a story here.
There's the devil.
Maybe he's just a Capricorn.
There's the lovers.
Hello, Divine Universe.
And there's the world, but the world is reversed. That's the only reverse card you have. And when I look at this and I think about the person what your next relationship partner will be like, it's somebody who has to do a lot of work on themselves. I hate to say it.
Okay.
They seem to be kind of caught up in some things. Whether they have some obsessive behaviors.
No, we are not wrapping up.
Like gambling, whether they have, some eating disorders, whatever the case may be, like addictions or obsessions. They may just be addicted. You know how some people play games all the time, gamers? They may have that kind of thing going on. I'm just saying there's something that's holding them back from achieving success. So they're still working on themselves, or they should be. And it's definitely a relationship here. Maybe the problem is that they've had some difficulties in past relationships. Possibly could be the possessive type of individual.
Well, there's a definite dichotomy here.
Yeah.
And I'm actually wondering if this person has, and I don't want this to sound like they're schizophrenic, but that they have this like dual nature of a sort, and that they may go back and forth. It's not exactly like I'm saying they're bipolar so much as that they really have dual frames of consciousness. And that's not impossible necessarily to contemplate. Maybe really heavy meditationist or mystic philosophers might have that too, because you have to operate in a normal world, but sometimes you have this really hidden world too. Be careful. I don't know. I mean, the person sounds, I'm not necessarily going to agree with Banshee that they need a lot of work, but I do feel that they're very complicated for sure. And that I also would agree with Banshee and say that this idea about the world reverse tells me that they're very driven by being successful, but they're just never quite getting exactly to where they want to be. So this drive really fuels them in a way too.
I like what you're saying there, because also I could see how the devil could play into that, they're so driven by trying to be a success that that's all that really matters, is that. And so relationships may play second to that.
Yeah, I don't want to say that they're a bad person, but I think they're very complicated. And like I said, I sort of see this really strong dual nature. Um,
They're very driven by career and work, this person, I think, because the bear is a card of power, and the fox is a card of like employment or work. So I feel that they are very driven. It's almost magnifying what I said here, that they're very driven by successful career or trying
win,
to attain one.
win at all costs kind
Yeah.
of personality.
Yeah. That's at least what I'm picking up.
So that's good if you are good with that. Some people would find that we're in an age where they don't like somebody who's overly focused
Right.
that way.
Right.
But on the other hand, what else is there in life? I don't know. I'm not that drawn that way.
I think there's a lot more to life than work.
Thank you, Banshee.
And I know you do too. All right. Hey, we are up with Merwin now. Merwin, you are up.
Could
And
you
then-
add Divine and tell us the whole list order? Because Divine's
am.
already asked their question, but you're
Yeah,
going to have to
Divine,
wait.
we're going to have to ask again later because you're way at the bottom of the list. We have Merwin, Kayla, KC, January Girl, Claudia, Smiling Soul, Laura, Roshini, E.T., Missiana, and Divine. And we still have plenty of time. We're going to keep rolling.
Yeah, we're going to keep rolling. You are welcome,
You're welcome,
Bonita.
Bonita.
Alrighty, let's move on to the next one.
All right, so that's going to be Merwin. Hey, Merwin, are you with us? I hope I don't have to put you at the... Oh, there you are. General
Hi,
reading.
Merwin, general
Hey,
reading.
good to
Hi,
hear
Merwin.
from you. See ya. Yeah, well, sort of see you.
You want to use your deck again?
No, you can go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to use my
Yes.
Nefertari Tarot.
And I will get out the crows one for the next one. All right.
A general reading for Merwin. Okay. I love this deck. I feel it's very... it's funny, when I first got the deck, I wasn't as drawn to it as I am now. I'm so drawn to it now. You shuffle.
So,
we
yes. Go ahead.
appreciate the support that some...
Did we just talk at the same time?
We laugh alike, we talk alike, da 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 da.
Except we can't play that psychic game alike.
We have lost our minds.
That was just a funny game. Oh, gosh, I can't wait to do the video. It's going to be a hoot.
For purveyors of American pop culture, that was a bad interpretation of the theme song from the Patty Duke Show.
Which was how old, Mr. O?
Over 50 years ago. But that's because we are over 50 years old. We're over 60 years old.
Age is just a number. Age is just a number.
Sometimes a frightening number.
No.
Be like my mom, I guess. She just reverses the digits. She's not 85, she's 58.
Yeah, that's right. That was clever of her, I will say.
But see, when you're 64, 46 isn't too bad, but 65 to 56 is like,
Ach! Well, are you feeling kind of blue lately, Merwin? Like things haven't been going your way? I have the I have the Wheel of Fortune reversed here. I have the 6 of Wands reversed here. And I have the High Priestess reversed here.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I saw that. I'll never figure that out, but it seems fun.
So how do you like Mr. O's outfit today, Casey? Doesn't he look snazzy?
Just like I did for my high school prom.
You didn't go, did you?
I didn't go to my high school prom.
Okay. I didn't know him back then, but I
But
thought you
oddly
didn't
enough,
go.
we went to the same high school.
So, Merwin, let's see. The Wheel of Fortune just seems to be, the wheel is turning the other way right now. Not a good time to gamble. Not a good time to, take risks. It's just a time to kind of lay low and maybe ride things out a little bit because, what goes down must go back up again. So just kind of play it cool. And right now, it seems like you may have suffered some sort of setback or defeat to your plans. Things that you were hoping would happen did not turn out. And so there's some disappointment. There's clearly some disappointment here. And as a matter of fact, the High Priestess reversed is indicating that, you feel as though you haven't, that your intuition hasn't steered you right. You were really expecting certain things to happen almost intuitively, like, yes, this is what my gut is telling me, and it didn't happen that way.
Well, these cards are more or less kind of more on the troubling side. I
Yeah.
do feel there's a round of bad luck or not lucky. I won't say it's bad luck so much as not lucky.
Yeah.
Just some things slipping away from you that you really felt should have come to you. And then, like Banshee says too, I sort of feel like you're not feeling like anyone's appreciating what you're done, or maybe they're not able to appreciate because you don't feel like you really are accomplishing those things. And a part of it, I think, too, is just really maybe there's some deceit going on in the background. Somebody who maybe is trying to be the person who gets some credit for some things you say or do.
So somebody likes your beret and somebody likes the cardigan.
Aw, thank you.
This
To,
thing is so old, it's like becoming threadbare. Threadbare.
to bow or not to bow?
Oh,
That's the only French I really know.
okay. Whatever you say there. Oh, so what I want to say about this is that obviously things haven't been going well, but there are some things you can do about this. I mean, number one, you need to just take a step back and reevaluate stuff, maybe do some meditation, do things to really clear your head. Try to do some more artistic kind of things right now and things of that nature to draw yourself out of this, and to make something beautiful or creative to try to move things back and the energies back into the right direction would be my advice. Let's see what the Lenormand has for you, Merwin.
I do have to get some more berets. I would like to get a burgundy one. It would kind of go with my burgundy shirts and sweaters I have. And I'm sort of thinking like an off-white would be nice. And I am about 1/4 French on my father's side.
Don't some of your well anyway, but yeah, that's right. And what else on your father's side?
German.
German, that's right. So your mother's side's the Lithuanian. Yeah. All right. Well, here's another possibility here is that there's a book. Seems to me there's some information you need to find out about a relationship or somebody you care about. It's finally time to find out either where they stand or something. There's some knowledge you don't have that you really need to seek out. And maybe now's the time to do it, since things haven't fallen the way you've wanted them to. Maybe it's time to seek answers, particularly if, I know you wanted a general reading, but if you've been thinking about, and the depression and everything is about relationships or the bad luck.
Okay, well, that's what I get the feeling too, is that maybe, opening the book is the way to opening your life to relationships or other things too. And that it's maybe more about finding out more about other people that opens that door.
And also, on a more esoteric level, I mean, I think here maybe this could be telling you is to really, you need to start thinking about what you're really passionate about. What is it? You need to soul search and decide what is it you're really passionate about? What is it you need to be really focusing on right now? Because I think this definitely is saying to focus on your passions and learn more. Learn more about what makes them tick, what's going on there. So that's what I have from the Lenormand for you today. And good luck. We have some little downer cards here. I never like to see that. Hey, Kayla Talent, I hope you have some good news for us today.
Is that Kayla?
Or Kayla. Yeah, Kayla, I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. O. I'm going to have to start calling her KT. We have KC and KT if I can't start saying people's names right.
50% is what I meant when I mistyped that. 50% Lithuanian. My mom used to speak a little Lithuanian. My grandmother spoke more. My German grandmother did speak some German, but nobody spoke French in the family, as far as I can tell, or I'd have to go back more than a generation or two.
So Kayla, oh, you're welcome, Merwin. Hey, Kayla, are you
Hope
with
that
us?
helps. And if Kayla's here, I'm going to type in their name.
So as far as I know, which I've never run my genealogy all the
You're mostly Polish.
I'm mostly Polish. I believe there's some Hungarian in there somewhere on my mother's side, but I don't have that down for a fact. There may be some Russian on my father's side, but I don't have that down for a fact. So I don't know, but I think I'm mostly Polish. So how did I end up being the Banshee here? Well, that's a long story for another time.
Well, Lithuanians themselves are also, to some degree, kind of a mix of Russian and Polish, and or a smattering of those cultures.
Okay, Kayla wants a general, so you got
General,
it.
let's go.
Okay, and I'm not sure what that even means, Casey.
I can say pedogi.
I know Dziękuję means thank you, I believe. And,
We're going to use my cards?
besides German and French, that sounds like a good mix. Oh, we're going to use the Crow's Magic cards this time.
No, these aren't the Crow's Magic.
That's
another deck.
right. These are just the Crow Tarot.
So yeah, a shout out to CJ Cahulan. Can you give me the name?
For what?
The box.
Oh, Crow Tarot.
I wanted to say their name.
Oh, cool and name.
MJ Kulinane, who very graciously said, you know, I could use their tarot, and just to mention it, so I'm also going to mention it later on Facebook. I love the deck. It's very fascinating.
And it's a U.S. Games deck, U.S. Games Inc. And I need to shuffle, and I'm going to move Sunny just slightly, and now my Lenormand cards are amiss. He's going to lay on them and scatter them about.
Our son was babysat for several years by a American Maltesian family, and they taught him Polish.
Dobja's good. I know
Dobja is
that.
good.
Very good. There we go.
No, Sonny, don't knock over the camera.
Come on. All right. Wait a minute. He's not. Okay. Good deal, son, man.
Good man.
Oh, my goodness sakes. They are really something lately. I'm beginning to get the feeling they resent us reading all the cards for people.
Look at that. His tail wags and
His
moves
tail's
the camera.
thumping like he's a little upset.
He thumped the camera twice and moved it.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good to know. We kind of lent towards no, but something might come out of it is what we did say, I think.
Yeah, I remember that
when
now.
last we spoke to you, Kayla. So hopefully, something will happen still. Let's see what the general reading shows, if anything. Wow, well, we got Major Arcana here. Two of them are reversed. I am a little concerned about that, but that's a nice card. We start with the High Priestess there. Then we have the Death card reversed. Then we have the Judgment card reversed. And it seems as though right now, it just seems as though there's a little bit of stagnation right now. There's a little bit of stagnant energy going on. But this card.
You are sitting in your wisdom. You are sort of in control of what you know and how you know how to do it. You just need others to see that to be able to impress those things on others. So really where you're at is a good place. It's just a lot of the situations around you. Like anybody, they have things that they cannot control. You have a sense of some inertia around you, like things limit you or derail you to some degree. They're not really internals. They seem to be externals to me.
Seems to be externals, like some things are...
Responsibilities,
things
challenges,
beyond your
tasks.
control are just making things kind of flat right now, not moving. And Judgment reversed, well, I got to take a cough drop.
Well, to some degree, it may mean that you feel you have to focus away from your spirituality a little bit and focus more on the material things. But it could also mean, too, that maybe you've begun to sense that if you have drifted away from some spiritual matters or certain practices or things you did, maybe you meditated more, maybe you pulled a card for yourself, maybe it's telling you to also get back in touch with that as well.
Yeah, judgment is kind of with it being reversed like that. That may be in fact playing into why things are stagnant right now. Um, there's different, maybe you're realigning your priorities and what's important to you, or maybe that's what you should be doing right now. And I don't know, your gut might be trying to tell you this, but I will say your senses should be very keen right now, your psychic senses. Pay attention to dreams and different signs and omens that you are getting, as well as they could be important.
Well, I feel too that just says basically it's that sense of the self contained wisdom and what to do with it. So let's pull the Lenormand and see what happens.
Let's see what they show. He was kissing me. He can't be that
I
upset.
noticed that.
All right. Well, you have the clover. That's the first card I drew. And you have the garden. So I would say, this does show a lot of non-movement, but maybe what this is trying to tell me, the clover and the garden, is that there would be some luck and success for you if you got, socialized more, if you got out to big gatherings more, if you put yourself out there more. So whether you're trying to establish relationships or network for a job or career or a break, this is saying you have to get out and about more,
Well, not being a Lenormand doer, I just sort of go with what I feel from the feeling there. And I'm thinking actually that there's a process of growth here coming for you, and that it is basically growing your luck, that you're going to figure out what you need to do to make yourself a little bit more lucky, or to position yourself a little bit better if you do similar competitions, things like that. So that's what I'm seeing with that. And I'm just feeling like the immediate situation that we were referring to down here, this is only, as a general reading, maybe good for just a month or so, maybe slightly over the month. So continue to consider growing your own luck and seeing where that takes you.
And that's what we have for you today, Kayla. Hey, KC,
Okay.
You are up, KC. And after KC is January Girl, and then Claudia. So Claudia, you got two people in front of you. Then Smiling Soul, Laura, Roshini, E.T., Missiana, and then Divine. I don't think anybody else has come in the room, right?
I don't believe so, but I'll check while we're waiting.
So we are waiting on Casey's question.
Oh, Libra Cusp, did you get them?
January Girl, you're next, but I will remember that. And so Casey is up next, and then you, January Girl.
Hi,
For
Libra Cusp.
February.
We're going to add you to the list.
Oh, hey, Libra Cusp. We'll add you to the list. I'll go over the list again after this reading. And we're going to use this one more time?
Sure. A general for February.
Yep. Any deck. Okay, we're going to use the crows again. Going to mix them up good here.
Right.
Zahira has joined us. Hey, Zahira, we can add you to the list, but, it's long, so be patient with us.
Maybe towards the next hour.
Hold your question till we get to you. I'll go over the list after this reading. All right. Go ahead.
And I dropped a card.
What did you drop?
The Six of Cups reverse.
Oh, okay.
So maybe there are some things right now that making you feel overly attached to your past or parts of your past.
So that just fell from his hand. Sometimes he reads it, sometimes he doesn't.
What is overly attached? I don't know.
Are you kidding me? Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That's terrible.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, that's a shame.
Well, that's sorry.
Okay.
I'm very sad about that.
Wow. Okay, well, February, eh? We have
Two of Cups.
the Two of Cups reversed. We have the Nine of Cups upright. And we have Judgment upright.
I sort of feel that this one is the important card, that this is
The
about
Nine of Cups.
you gravitating towards something really cool. Maybe it's a wish, spoken or unspoken. But I do feel that, too, that maybe there's this idea here that you're thinking about, relationships and where you fall with them. And I know you've been pretty honest about where you're going with relationships or hoping for relationships. And so I sort of feel like you're actually analyzing that in relationship to how you're setting up other parts of the comfort of your life. So what that means is that maybe you're deciding that you're not necessarily going to be in a regular relationship with somebody, whether you're working towards it or not. You just maybe are starting to understand that maybe that's not really for you right now, at least. And that's maybe what that card says, is that you've come kind of to that decision in a way.
Well, Casey, I think it's pretty clear with this reading that the focus is going to be on emotional matters. You've got Cups here, and then you've got this karmic card of Judgment. And Sassy has joined us too now. I'm thinking here that how and the reason also Cups are important to remember is before we did this reading, he dropped the Six of Cups reversed. And so to me, this might mean that you are taking in some karmic lessons from relationships gone by that have failed and didn't work out for you. And you're really looking now, to fulfill your real wishes and desires. In other words, I think this reading is saying, in February, something could manifest, and don't settle for anything less than what you truly desire. I mean, and maybe that's what the message is of, seeing Judgment here in this past relationship, and also, this broken relationships, and also the fact that he dropped the Six of Cups reversed, because that's about ties to the past that don't suit us well. So I'm putting that kind of together with this card here, KC. So I think you know where I'm going with that. And I think that something could manifest for you. Definitely you're going to be focusing on that. And it seems to me that February would be a good month to do so.
All right. So let's pull our Lenormand. Hello there. You're my little one too. Yes, you are.
No, you didn't miss your reading, Roshini. It's we take our time with people a bit, so you're still down the list, but we'll let you know in a minute. All right. Hey, KC, this next February looks great.
She fulfilled, KC. There are no mice.
No. There is a star and there is a sun. What more could you ask for here? This is awesome. Prospects are really good for you in February. With the Nine of Cups, the star, and the sun, there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of working towards, your desires and your goals, and there's success. I mean, there is definitely a silver lining. There's no clouds in the sky. I was going to say a silver lining in the cloud, but there are no clouds. I think it looks pretty good in February, KC.
Right, I can't really add much more to that. I just feel that the sun is really finding things, exploring things, illuminating things, and to me the star is really about inspiration.
Yeah.
Hope.
So good for you. You'll have to let us know
reading,
how it
those are
goes.
nice. Yeah. And especially because no mice.
No mice. We had those mice come up earlier, those darn mice. Tell ya. Don't like to see them.
Mr. O says, no mice
Okay.
makes it nice.
Just to let you know, we have an hour and we have 10 readings to get through, and we're going to try to get through all of you. And here is the list as it stands. Next on the list is January Girl, Claudia, Smiling Soul, Laura, Roshini, E.T., Miss Yana, Divine You, Libra Cusp, and Zahira. And let's roll.
Okay, January Girl previously sent their message. I have it here. General message,
Okay.
some guidance, perhaps anything should know on the upside or actions can take for improvement.
Okay.
Anything should be aware of or cautious of. So yeah, that sounds like a
Here,
general.
you want to use this deck again or a different one?
Sure, we can use
This one.
my Nefertari.
Yes. I put it aside there. I'm going to move the crow box. Give the cats more room. You always seem to get mice and clouds. I've seen my share of clouds lately. That's kind of bugging me, but I'm not surprised because I'm heading very, very close into my seasonal affective disorder time. I usually get it at the end of January, early February. Seems like it's shifting later into February, and I don't know why. The days are getting lighter. You think that would be better, but it just doesn't seem to be that way with my biological clock. I don't know, my circadian rhythm. Well, you are welcome, Casey, as always. And for those of you on Twitter, you should check out Kaliel Cliff's readings on Twitter. They're awesome.
They're very elegant.
Yes. February is a grim month around here. A lot of times there's a lot of snow on the ground and it gets melty and slushy and dirty.
It's considered to be possibly the coldest month of the year.
And gloomy. Well, but towards the end of February is when the melt starts setting in, and then,
True.
Yeah. So let's see what we've got for you. Wow. Just it looks like good stuff, I would have to say, January Girl. Let's see. We've got the Three of Wands upright. We have the Chariot upright. And we have the Five of Swords reversed.
These cards are mostly good and possibly are an answer to your other questioning there. It actually looks to me like there's a lot of things that you already have taken care of. Certainly you seem to have drive or motivation to pursue your goals. That's what I see with the Chariot. Mm-hmm. But I also see that with the Three of Wands, there is that sense of really having done your homework, having done the kind of things you needed to do to invest yourself in where you were going. So mostly it's a matter of waiting for it. But it sounds to me like to some degree you're operating in a stressful or highly competitive, maybe even in a bad way, environment.
Oh, well, I felt the way we looked at it was the way the cards fell. It was going to be one thing or the other. And I think here, if there's only one thing to look out for in the month ahead, the Five of Swords reversed, to me indicates that maybe some wrong of some sort needs to be righted, whether this is on your part or somebody else's. I feel that, that's the only thing that I'm concerned about. Here it looks as though you are rushing forward towards something. And maybe some plans that you have put in place or that you've been thinking about, a project, a goal, right. A dream, a relationship.
Right, is that these things are mostly coming to you regardless because you've done the work.
Well, I think you're moving towards them. I really think that because you've done the work, you're moving towards something happening or developing and quickening for you. And this is all good. The only advice I would have for you is to just keep moving forward with it. All systems go, but let's see what the Lenormand has to say about that, because sometimes they might show a little roadblock or a little bump in the road. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes there's no mice or clouds. We'll see.
Okay, you're going to start playing with the camera. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Silly girl.
Well, I think that, it's the moon and the child. There could be a new relationship in the offing of some sort, maybe short term. The child is often short things, but also because the moon has a little bit of romantic overtones. But sometimes people look at it as a card of success as well, maybe at work or in projects and goals. Maybe not as much success as, say, the sun card, which really shines brighter. But this shows, because the child is there, that success that's achieved is going to be kind of small, but it will be success. So there's nothing, to worry about. I think that things are moving. In the end, you will achieve something, but it might be a little bit smaller than, you thought it would be. But that's not going to be a bad thing.
I don't think that the Five of Swords is about your relationships. I think it is more about your work thing, like maybe just some struggling to get through there, some tension, some strife with different people. Now, with the cards that Banshee pulled, I sort of see you the same thing. I sort of see something going on that maybe indicates a new friendship, a new situation that feels emotional to you.
Oh, there. And that's what we have for you. So looks like a good thing a month ahead.
Yeah, mostly it's a good one. Just watch out for some stress at the workplace or tension there. Maybe some people trying to get one over on you in certain ways.
The workplace. It's always fraught with peril. There's good stuff, there's bad stuff. So we're on Claudia now. So Claudia, you can get your question out there, and then we have Smiling
You're
Soul.
welcome, January girl.
Laura, Roshini, E.T., Missiana, Divine You, Libra Cusp, and Zahira. So let's see. Claudia, you're up. I'll put this back, or do you pick a different one, or do you want me to do one?
I'll do my Adrian Tarot this time.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead with your request for either general or a question.
Tell me about Marco. Okay. So these cards we pull will be specifically about Marco. Oh, yeah. Well, there we go. Okay, I
I'll
see
remember
it.
that.
Yep, we can remember that one, Smiling. You'll be next after Claudia. Ah. Don't eat my cushion for my iPad or whatever. Okay. So these are about Marco.
Oh dear. Not oh dear. I just thought it was like, oh, okay.
Well, let's see. We've got one reversal. Everything else is upright. Okay.
Okay, we have the King of Coins.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking kind of attractive looking there. And then we have the Six of Coins. And then we have the reversed Two of Swords. Interesting.
Well, it's interesting. There's a lot of earth energy here, a little smattering of air. It doesn't necessarily mean he's an earth sign, but it could be. He's very practical in some ways, seems to be
In charge of himself, in charge of his fortunes.
Yeah. And has kind of a very generous or giving nature. That could be good, that could be bad, because sometimes people overdo it. and they're so giving of themselves they can burn themselves out, which is maybe where this reverse Two of Swords comes in, is that, it just needs to know how to find balance and,
Well, maybe they've recently also decided too that they're moving into something different for them, and maybe they had taken some time to contemplate a new move for themselves, and they hadn't really done much with that, but now they feel like they're ready to move. So they sort of strike me as a very cautious personality too, and that would sort of go along with if they were an earth sign or had a lot of earth sign influence in their chart.
Hey, Dr. Victor, I'll put you on the bottom of the list. We'll see if we can get to you today because it's kind of long, but we still have a good amount of time left.
In general, January girl, if you ask for a general reading, we figure it's about a month, unless you ask us to be more specifically to give you one for a week or days or the year. Then we kind of put that into how we're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, did you say everything you need to say there?
I think that, well, I think so. I think that, maybe Marco has been kind of tied into some of the things that he's been doing. And right, this card reversed also, the Two of Swords reversed can indicate somebody who is able to now is a little bit freer to move, to do things, to take a breath maybe. So I sense that maybe now is a good time for him to focus on other matters than just financial or career or education, if that's where his focus
Right.
has been.
I don't see anything here that's specifically about them as getting closer to you in terms of a relationship.
Yeah, at this time.
But I don't see anything that says that they're not either. I
Right.
just sort of see them making some sort of move, and maybe that's what you're indicating, that they've decided that they want to do something. But they strike me as this practical kind of personality.
Well, the first card I drew was the clouds. KC never likes to see the clouds. There they are. And then the bouquet. And I would just say that, there's a lot of confusion right now. Marco, if this is about Marco, they might be, they might be finally getting to the point of clearing their head of some of the confusion, and that maybe, something positive is going to happen because of that. I think maybe this has been them trying to process some stuff. And now that they, it looks like it might be coming to an end because the bouquet is such a positive card. And so I feel that the confusion is lifting, and that possibly something good will come of that.
Well, what I'm thinking, and I thank you for your input because that helps clarify what I'm thinking here, but I'm thinking that really the clouds confusion is really that maybe they only are minorly thinking they're interested in a relationship, and maybe they don't really know yet if they really want a relationship. And or maybe that's really picking up on what you said, that you didn't really think, you wanted to be in the relationship, or you're not sure about that person coming closer to you. And Sassy is eating Mommy's hair.
I see generally nothing that are red flags here with Marco in what I'm seeing. So that's one thing right there. I can't really see that, that there is a definite move towards a relationship, but I do not see any red flags, if that helps.
Yeah, I don't see any either, really.
And that's what the cards have for you, Claudia.
A lot of times when these earth types are the cards that seem to connote earth energy, even if that isn't the sign that earth energy talks about, to my case, somebody that does sort of move cautiously and
move
slowly.
slower, cautiously, more plotting. Yeah. So,
All right.
Claudia, I hope that helped. And
Thank
we are
you.
moving on to Smiling Soul, who wanted a general reading.
Alrighty.
You're very welcome, Claudia. And then after Smiling Soul will be Laura, Roshini, E.T., Miss Yana, Divine You, Libra Cusp, Zahira, and Dr. Victor.
It'll be a miracle if we get through all of them.
Oh, we've got 45
Pray
minutes.
for a miracle.
We're doing it. We're doing it. Laura, you've got, you're right after Smiling Soul, so you'll be next after Smiling Soul. We're doing a general reading.
Aww.
Oh gosh, are you going to show the rotund cat? My poor cat. but she is a happy cat.
It's a great
She's just
expense.
got sad eyes, but she's a happy cat. She
And
purrs so
and
loudly.
now she's playing with
Uh-oh, that is not good. She's not going to be a happy cat if I get angry about that.
no eating wires.
No eating wires.
No eating wires.
Well, yikes, Smiling Soul. We got some ups and downs here to tell you about today. One is we have this Knight of Pentacles reversed. The other bad news is we have the Three of Swords upright. And then we have this Queen of Cups upright.
That's the best one.
Yeah, that is the best one. And that's you.
It probably is.
It probably is. It shows somebody who's, really trying to bring their dreams into reality, has a command of that to some extent, knows how to do it, has a good feel for that. But right now, you're going through a period of some disappointment, some sorrow based on some disappointments that, you've had recently. And I think it has to do with this Knight of Pentacles person, Maybe, I don't know if this is somebody who is an earth sign, but it seems as though it's somebody who, is kind of not very responsive.
I'm thinking that it relates to some of the other things you've been asking about that we know about, like where you're going with some of your projects. And I'm thinking that maybe you're going to hear from them in a more de facto kind of way, and it won't be personal enough for you to feel like they care. It's just like, just sort of a form letter kind of thing. And I think that will be disappointing to you, or maybe make you feel like, things are just moving apart instead of together. But I think you should just kind of keep hope there and just remain, friendly, positive minded about that. That's really what that card means, I think, is just attune yourself to your best emotions. And it is hard.
That's very good advice. I think that, remaining open, regardless of what seems like a setback is really important here, because, if one thing I've seen on...
Don't lick my cards, kitty.
If one thing I've seen on Twitter recently is a lot of people just keep telling you, don't give up on those dreams. Keep the dreams alive. Keep it going. Don't let these setbacks stop you. It's like it's just a setback, and keep moving forward. And I'm going to do the Lenormand now if Sassy will stop licking our Mr. O's cards here.
Stop that. Silly girl. Silly girl. Hello.
She does have sad eyes. I think that's why I liked her so much when I saw her. Ah.
Oh, that's rough.
That's right, yeah. I remember you mentioning that. Well, sometimes people act out when, they're not feeling well either. It's part of it. Well, here you are. I've got the Woman card, and I believe that is you. And the Fox card, which to me indicates somebody who really has a lot of smarts about them. You have a lot up here going for you, where you know how to get things done. You know how to get yourself on track for success. I mean, the Fox is kind of a card of somebody who is crafty, who is smart, sharp, and is using that knowledge to better themselves, and you're right there.
What I feel with this is that the Fox is about being clever, and so I don't know everything about you, but I do feel that you are a very clever person. And so I think sometimes it's just a matter of getting around everybody else, and don't follow the conventional too much. Everybody else says, oh, you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way. Sometimes you just have to look for opportunities. And that's what I think this card tells me, is just look for the opportunities that you think you know how to work with.
And no, nobody should take the rudeness. You just got to step back a little bit when stuff like that happens. Yeah. Well, Smiling Soul, that's what we have for you today. And we are on Laura. You are up, Laura. So what is your question? And then after Laura will be Roshini. Roshini, you're next after Laura. And then E.T., Miss Yana, Divine You, Libra Cusp, Zahira, and Dr. Victor. A career reading, absolutely. So I'm going to let you put these back. And I'll grab one of my decks. You are welcome as always, Smiling Soul.
Always welcome. Lay down, you. You too. Lay down. Lay down, son, man.
Yeah, I don't like the way he's looking at her like, you're in my space. I'll
Well, they
get
were doing
you.
little kisses, and then she hissed at him, so...
Ah, see, she got herself angry. I moved the chair today so she could get up and down easy from the table. Here you go. Shuffle. Haha. That's right. I'm leaving my shuffling space. You are not taking it over, Mr. Cat.
Sometimes they listen to me.
Oh, not often enough. But they are pretty smart, actually. They know what...
I didn't cut.
Oh, you did not cut. Sorry.
Okay, so you got an idea for the career?
3 cards.
All right. Here we go. Ooh. Things are very competitive right now, and maybe there's been some little fluctuations in the cycle of things. I'm not saying bad luck. I'm just saying there's cycles that are going around. Okay, that's the 5.
5 of Wands. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed.
And then with the 4 of Cups reversed, though, it does seem like there is maybe an opportunity you've been thinking about, and so this is suggesting maybe it is time to maybe more pursue that or more embrace that opportunity.
So what I'm looking at here is there's really stiff competition right now. I don't know whether you're looking for a job or career or what's going on, but it is tough, and you got to make yourself rise above, those who are competing for the same positions as you. Or if at your present job you're having some difficulties and issues, yeah, I see that. There could be some conflict and some stresses going on in the workplace. And the Wheel of Fortune is kind of reinforcing that right now, just saying, it just seems as though luck hasn't been with you, that things have been going the wrong direction. And, but like I said, the wheel is a constantly changing cycle. So that cycle will change. What I'm looking at here with the 4, which is what he talked about, the 4 of Cups to me indicates that maybe, this is the time to stop thinking too much about things and to make decisions as far as your career goes and make moves in a positive direction.
And I have another flash because I'm looking at the image from these after tarots.
The after tarot.
And he's spilling the water over. And so in reverse of that, what I'm also thinking too is that maybe one of these possibilities is actually something you may have already considered and rejected, but maybe now something else is going to bring it back to you. Or something like that, sort of some sense of something that you hadn't regarded is now looking more appealing in a way.
Well, yeah, and I just feel that there is going to be opportunities. There's something that's going to open up. But right now, you're going to really have to make yourself shine. So you are looking for work, you said. So if you are, you're going to have to really dust up that resume, take the dust off of it. Make sure that you have things in there that people really feel are unique and things that they are looking for that rise yourself above that competition.
Okay, let's throw the letter
on quickly.
We are not sure, Max. We are possibly full for the day, but
I will add you to the bottom of the list, but we'll see how it goes.
Thank you. Yeah, this one really just leapt out at me. It was very clear to me what those cards were meaning. So,
well, the snake in the book. It looks as though,
you're finding out about who the person who maybe is, not
who your
on your
friends
side.
are and who they aren't, maybe, The snake shows some underhandedness, but also this could be in relation to job hunting too and searching, A lot of people do dirty tricks to get their jobs, They lie, they make themselves seem like they're something that they're not, So this might also be a caution to you to make sure, you're on the up and up when you are applying for these jobs and you're not trying to do anything that's in over your head.
Right, no fabricating
Yeah.
or, plagiarizing or things like that.
And I know we get desperate for work sometimes, but my thinking would be that if you say you can do something and then later you get the job and it proves you can't do it, this will be bad for you. So just be careful out there and good luck, because I do feel competition stiff, but in the end, I do feel, look for opportunities. Definitely look
Yeah, I
for
think
them,
it's
because
gonna
I
happen.
think they're out there. And that's what we have for Laura today. So Roshini,
By summer for sure, if not earlier.
Roshini, if you're still with us, it's your turn. And you can give us your question
You're welcome.
now. After Roshini is E.T., and then Miss Yana, Divine You, Libra Cusp, Zahira, and Dr. Victor, and Max. And I think we're cutting the list at Max. We'll see if we can get to you, Max, but I'm not really sure. But you will definitely be the last name we put on a list today. Oh, thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
And so we are looking for E.T.
Roshini?
Roshini. Give you another chance, Roshini. So anything coming up, Mr. O?
What do you mean? Oh. No, but I will remind people that we will be back on Thursday at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And Friday, of course, there'll be another one of the emotional exchanges that I do.
I believe it's Soul Stories is coming still in the works.
This is still in the works too.
That's closer actually than Soul Stories right now. I'm very close to that. I just need to make some backgrounds for it, but I'm ready to go with that pretty much. The material matters will be coming. So one more chance for Roshini. Last call. You're either here or we're moving on. And sorry we have to make people wait so long, but we want to make sure we read well enough for everybody.
Well, my mama always said anything worth having is worth waiting for.
Well, there you go. Roshini going once, going twice. Hey, E.T., are you with us? Because you are next. Let's see if E.T. is hanging in there. Want to type the name just to see?
And I want to mention Esoterics has some really great weekly readings.
Absolutely. There's another one to check out on YouTube. And, yeah.
All right, there you are.
There you are. What you got for us, E.T.? You are up. I think I will use the Grand Lux. Looks interesting. If my cards are messed up. So Esoterics got a question. We're not seeing it yet. There it is. Okay. We'll throw 3 on that.
Thank you for your question.
It's just staring at me. My cat. My cat is like, when are you going to stop shuffling so you can pet me?
And then he has that parted lip at the bottom too, like I don't know what that is. Are you having trouble breathing or are you thirsty?
Maybe he's just got an under or over bite.
Ooh. All right.
Okay.
Let's see what those energies are about. Oh.
Whoa. Man, E.T., this is awesome. And you know, you've got something going on here. You got 2 twos, and they're all upright.
Everything's upright.
You
yeah.
do have the Queen of Cups. You have the 2 of Cups. And you have the 2 of Wands. I just love that 2 of Wands in this deck. It's beautiful. So at any rate, what can I say? Obviously, to me here, you know, it's emotional, romantic, possibly, a partnership for sure, and it's growthful. It's clearly very growthful with the 2 of
There's
Wands.
a lot of growth there, and I also feel too that this is like you're attuning yourself or hoping to attune yourself to your highest creative abilities, to an imaginative abilities.
Yeah, so what are the spirits actually trying to tell you? That this is a time for you to, you know, this is a very happy time for you. They want you to be happy. They want you to, you know, think in terms of, you know, a duality or a partnership with somebody and maybe solidifying that, and that it would be very positive and growthful for you.
They also strongly feel that the messages you send out in your own work are really powerful and healing and bring a lot of harmony and
I think they bring a lot of growth.
They bring a lot of growth, but what you do with your own work, really, they see that and they know that you're doing something really awesome.
Yeah. Holy cow, that's just gorgeous. And 2s. Why the 2s again? No, I swear I'm seeing 2s everywhere lately. It's making me
Yeah, that
crazy.
is such a beautiful card.
Because I know that is for me. Yeah, 2 of Wands is awesome. It is. But also, you know, I really like the symbology of this 2 of Cups, if you show that again, with the arms reaching out to each other from the cups. I think that's really inspired to me as well. I like that.
So let's see what our Lenormand says.
Let's see what this can add to it. Holy cow. Okay.
The book.
So again, I think what the energies are trying to tell you is, you know, you need to really explore more what you love. You know, I think it's really telling you to really immerse yourself in your passion and, you know, and go for it. But learn, keep learning, you know, because I think that's what the book about is acquiring knowledge, you know, in areas that you are very passionate about. Keep that flame burning.
Love really takes so many different forms in our world. You know, there's obviously romantic love and there's all kinds of other loves. And I don't know, when I see this, I just hear that old song by John Anderson, Hold Out for Love. So I'm just going to say, hold out for love.
Hey, Divine You, you're just 2 people away now. 1 person and then you. So hang in there. We will get to you. That's what we have for you, E.T. These are very positive, very good. So, awesome. Good reading for you again as well. And we always enjoy catching your videos on YouTube. And hey, Miss Yana, you are up. If you're still with us, Miss Yana, it's your turn. And then after Miss Yana will be Divine You, Libra Cusp, Zahira, Dr. Victor, and Max Max. We're musical today? I guess we are. Don't get him singing. Do not get him singing.
Get me singing.
No.
I'll just dance on the table.
Oh, no. No, that's even worse.
Anyone got a buck for me?
There's one thing we can't do. Well, singing, some of us can do better than others. I won't judge us really against each other. But dancing, I definitely can't dance. I am not a dancer. I think he can dance a little bit. He can attest to that. I am not a dancer.
Thank you, Esoterics. We enjoy your show too.
Do we have an do you have an album coming out, Mr. O? And what would it be called?
Well, I used to be kind of into punk rock, so I always thought, if I did a new punk rock band,
Miss Yana, going again.
it would probably have to be
Oh,
my new
I'm sorry, Roshini.
persona.
We had to move you to the bottom of the list, so I apologize. We are moving on with Miss Yana, but if some people have left, maybe we'll get to you, but I can't guarantee it today.
I'm going to be a punk rock star called Stinky Ice Cube.
Miss Yana, I don't know where he got that from, but anyway, Miss Yana, going once, going twice.
Well, if you're still around, we may call your name again.
Yep. I think Miss Yana might have left us. Did you type the name?
I will now.
Now, see, if you weren't talking about stinky ice cubes, which I have no idea where you get that from, but anyway. So, all right. So if Miss Yana hurries up and responds, I'm going once, going twice, we are done. Okay, Divine You, why don't you type in your question?
Divine You.
You are
Divine
up.
Universe. Let the Stinky Ice Cube. Never mind.
Gosh. He has a keyboard, he plays, but he's never been trained in keyboard.
I do what I can.
He does what he can. We used to tell him he'd play the same song over and over again, but only faster.
I only know a basic kind of 4-chord style for songs, and so I don't really do a lot of lead work, but I can improvise a little bit, but it's mostly
Hey, Divine You.
noodling.
Hey, Divine You, we're waiting for you, and I know you just asked recently about your turn.
Let's put that one in too.
You can play and never learned it too, Roshini says, so there you go.
It's not really that hard to play, but
I can play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star on the keyboard. That's about it.
I can't read music, not easily. I mean, I can kind of read it if I just sit down and study it, but I can't read it to play it.
Divine Universe.
Going once.
We're going to have to pass you. I can't believe it. You've just been
Going twice.
asking. Where are you? Tell us you're here. I'm
Let's move
sure
on.
they're still here because we have a fair amount of people in here.
Don't know.
Okay. Divine Universe, you are now at the bottom. Libra Cusp, are you with us?
Did you guys all head out to the bar or something? What's going on?
Libra Cusp's turn. Just say yes and then type your question so at least we know you're here. So anyway, we've got a lot of stuff happening soon.
Yeah, usually when I start talking about things, that's when they
That's
start
when
to
somebody
show up,
pops in.
So there's the schedule. On February 9th, and we'll have more announcements,
I
that's
was
a
gonna
Sunday.
mention that.
We will be a little later on the live stream because I have to work my regular job, so we'll be in the evening. That's February 9th. So hopefully you'll be able to get with us later.
Oh, it's 2 a.m. in India. My gosh, thank you for joining us, Roshini. I appreciate it.
Sorry about
We're doing
that.
another call. Could you type in Libra Cusp?
Yeah, it seems like
We might be
everybody has
moving
one.
down the list and get to people, you know? It just may happen here.
What else do we got going on?
Oh, we're going to do the video for the U.S. predictions. We did say that. That will
Yeah.
be coming out soon. Okay, no Libra Cusp.
They're dropping like flies.
I know. We're on Zahira. Hey, Zahira, are you still here with us? Answer yes.
All
All
right.
right. Type in your question and you are up. And after Zahira's Dr. Victor Max. And we could get to you maybe, Roshini. We'll see.
We'll see. Who knows? Hopefully you don't have to work tomorrow.
Okay, well, my ex-fans will get back together. All right, let's do a yes no on that, I think. Divine Universe. We moved on. We moved on to Zahira. I'm going to remember your question there, and we will try to get you in, Divine. But we called for you a number of times, and you did not answer. And we have to move on to the next person at some point because time is getting short.
Yeah, we've actually passed over several people.
So hang in there, and we'll see what we can do. We'll go into a little overtime today. We've got no train to catch, but we're not taking any more names than the ones we had on the list. Okay, so let's see what we've got for Zahira. And yeah, my soul stories will be coming out. There's a couple of things I wanted to prepare for that, and it's really crazy because this is a real short one. So I have no excuse. It's not going to be a very long video, but it's going to be about a little luck, and definitely want people's impression of what they think about it. It's probably one of 3 video segments I'll be doing on luck and timing. Wow. Oh, wow. Well, okay.
It's leaning towards yes.
It's leaning towards yes in a nice way. We have the Ace of Pentacles upright. We have the Ace of Swords reversed. So, I mean, it might take a little bit of time, but also the Magician is here upright. And the Magician card, which is a very nice card too, is one that's saying that, you know, it seems like there's a lot of good, this relationship had a lot of things going for it. Maybe the timing was off. Maybe things just weren't quite right. And, you know, so things went astray. But it almost seems as though that's going to change.
It
and for the better.
It looks like it will probably come back. And I'm almost getting the feeling that maybe, I can't say totally for sure, but I feel like they're the provoker of that even if they are hot and cold, it is sort of a matter of that person finally
coming around
or just making their decision. Maybe they had a loss of confidence for some reason. I get maybe a little minor glitch of that.
Yeah, I think this looks very positive.
We're actually
I can't say exactly when.
For Zahara now.
Yeah, we're reading for Zahara, Divine Universe, because you weren't there when we called your name several times, so we had to move on. I will try to get you in. Don't retype your question. We'll find it. But right now we have to move down the list.
Okay, let's do
Let me do Lenormand. And just stick with us. We'll stay into overtime to try to get you in. But that's always the danger when you walk away from the stream is what happened, Divine Universe, is a number of people left the stream, and so we move through names faster. And sometimes that happens. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Zahira, this is almost like positive now.
This is the dog and the ring card.
Even if you are exes, there's still a bit of loyalty
There's a bond.
between you.
There's a real bond here of some sort, I feel, or there should be. There is something that connects the two of you, whether it's in a karmic way, I don't know. But there is a strong connection here, and this is very positive. So one way or another, I think that there is going to be a reconnection.
Probably will get back together. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think this is a positive sign of that, Zahira.
Sure.
I'm reading for Zahira, Divine.
We already told him that.
All right, so that leaves us, just hang with us, Divine. We got to go to Dr. Victor next. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
Wow, how interesting.
I can't, well, I hope we are right. You know, the cards are the cards. This is what they told us, and I see a lot of positivity here. And I wish you the best.
Positive, so we do wish you the best. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Dr. Victor, you are next on the list. We're going to go to you.
Yeah, Dr. Victor, we're calling for you now.
Dr. Victor, are you with us? Just say yes, and then you can type your question.
Or go ahead and type in the question.
It's okay, Divine. Hang in there. We're going to try to get you in. We're going to do it.
You know, we're still relatively new at this, so we still don't have everything down. So
We've been doing
we'll
this
try.
since August, and we've really never done online readings before that. So I'm glad everybody's understanding. And, you know, we're certainly going to set up a business someday, but we wanted to, and we will always give free readings on live streams. We'll always do that. But there will be opportunities for people to, you know, make appointments and get longer readings from us. So that will occur at some point, but we're not quite ready yet. We're not quite there yet. It's getting closer, though. Okay, Dr. Victor, we're giving you one more final
I
shot.
wasn't totally sure they were looking for a reading.
Yeah, I know.
because
He
they
might have
said
thanked
thank
us
you,
for
you
the
know.
advice. I know. So we'll give
But
him
we'll
one
give
more
him one
chance.
more
And if
moment.
not, we'll move on. We know sometimes, too, there's delays with, you know, the way the stream works with some people. So that's why we give it a little bit of time in between.
Yeah, it's just what it is. It's a little bit flawed. So we try to do the best we can.
One more time for Dr. Victor. And I'm going to say let's move on because time is short. So now Max, are you with us?
And I think because we're getting to the end of the list, but we have a number of people still watching, it's possible that they're just not paying attention.
know.
They walked into the kitchen
Hey,
or
Max,
something like that.
Max. There you
All
are.
right. Hi, Max.
What's your question, Max?
Go ahead and give us your question, please.
Glad you stuck with us.
I have a feeling it's going to be a good question.
General, absolutely. Of the Gemini sign. My rising sign is Gemini. I'm a talker. And a writer.
Surprisingly, I get along with some Geminis, but then, of course, there are some Geminis that I don't get along with. I don't hate them. I just don't vibrate with them.
We've had a number of Gemini friends. Well, I have too in my past.
Well,
so.
probably my absolute, I know I'm not supposed to say these things, but my absolute best coworker friend is a Gemini.
Ah.
You know who that is.
Yep.
And they happen to be in a marriage with a Scorpio.
Oh, interesting.
So they often consult with me, or she does. All right, what we got?
Flowers.
For
Okay, the
February.
month of February is a crazy one, I'd say. You've got the Knight here of that's Wands, the Knight of Wands.
All right.
Upright. You have the Wheel of Fortune upright. And you have the Six of Swords upright. Well, there's movement. There's clearly movement happening because you have the Six of Swords and you also have the Knight of Wands, and knights are, you know, all about movement. It could be either, I don't know if you're thinking of changing jobs or maybe working on some different project, but there's some move, and I think it's in relation to career or projects is my feeling. It would be very lucky for you. There seems to be an element of luck or timing attached to this, like the time is right for something to happen or develop now for you to make some sort of move.
Well, this is definitely, in my opinion, about networking, so therefore possibly career related. I do feel that the luck that's coming to you is possibly a networking breakthrough, a situation that's opening up to you.
Dr. Victor, we called you a number of times. We had to move on, but I can try to get you in at the end here. We've moved on. Go
Why
ahead.
don't you go ahead and type that in for them while I'm going on here?
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is that this networking opportunity does lead to the question of whether you may make a move, and there's some emotional things tied to that move. Like if you get involved in this opportunity, it may bring a little bit of unease to you, like maybe because you do have to separate yourself for a time, like maybe you have to move to have this job, this location. The name of the deck we're using right now is the Ciro Marchetti Illuminati?
Grand Lux Tarot.
Grand
Sorry.
Lux Tarot. Sorry.
Yeah, Tarot Grand Lux.
Okay, so did you want to comment now?
Didn't I?
Oh, you did. That's right.
I did. I really feel that things are really moving in February. There is movement in some sector of your life. To me, it looks like career or education or some kind of project, but it could be anything. You know, it's something that's going to bring you some growth. And like I said, the time is right for this. That's what it looks like to me.
We may get to you, Dr. Victor.
We'll try to get to you, Dr. Victor. Hang in there. All right. So let me draw a couple of Lenormand for you, Max. See what they say.
Yeah, hang on, Max. We got one more message.
We have the book. The book has been coming up an awful lot today.
People are finding out things they need to find out.
And the anchor. And it just seems like, you know, it seems like, I don't know, this looks like you're on a lifelong journey of study. Or at least, obviously, this was a reading for February. It seems like you're going to be doing some, you know, hitting the books in some way, learning something, studying something. Maybe this is involved with this project here. I'm not really sure. Some new course.
I'm getting the connection to this card because
Okay.
I'm thinking that although
That's
these
which
forces...
card again?
It's the anchor.
No, this card.
That's the Six of Swords, which talks about a journey. But to me, what I'm thinking is that this was more coming to you as a question or a decision. And I'm thinking that ultimately you're going to stay in place. You're not going to really want to move away from your current situation. There's things that will make you really question that. But ultimately, I don't think you're going to find that out. You're going to find out really you want to stay in place.
A lot of January Girls, Ciro Marchetti's decks are you know, U.S. Games decks, but you could go to his website, ciromarchetti.com, ciromarchetti.com, and check out some of his beautiful work. He's an amazing artist. Amazing artist. And he does tarot cloths as well, and Lenormand cloths, and they're beautiful.
Okay, so
let me move on. That's what we have for you, Max. Wish you the best.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go back down to the people we had to skip over. And the first person there was Roshini. Are you with us? We can do a reading for you now.
They said they were okay with nuts, so we'll only give them a moment, I think.
We made it to you, Roshini. We'll give them a minute, and then we can move on to, I think it'll be Divine You next, but Miss Yana's also on the list. I don't know if they're back.
We missed that many people? Wow.
Oh, you're very welcome.
You're welcome.
Very welcome. I was just going to pull this.
We really had a lot of people today, so I think it was always kind of a given
Just so
that
you
we
can,
might not be able to get to everybody.
I don't know if you can see Ciro Marchetti's name there, but that's the author of the deck, and I highly recommend checking out his website just to see some of his amazing work and images. It's beautiful. He's done a number of decks, and they're great.
Okay, let's move past Roshini, I think.
Okay, Roshini? No?
Let's go to Divine.
Miss Yana, are you here? He spelled it. Yep. Thank you, Casey. Roshini, Miss Yana, Divine. All right, Divine, we did say we have your question. I'm going to go look at it. Current energies for the next 3 months. Went back to work after 5 years. Is something coming my way or going back with you? Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, we're going to work on your question, Divine. You're still with us, right?
We don't know.
Just let us know you're there. We have your question. I don't know why I'm so drawn to his work, Ciro Marchetti, but it's just something that's really stuck with me. I think his decks are the ones I use the most out of all of my decks, over time even. And I guess somebody else who would come close with that is Monty Farber and Amy Zerner's decks, who I like
Everybody
a lot too.
is an amazing soul to me. That doesn't always mean it's great.
Amazing. I like that. Go ahead.
All right.
Why does
Well, they
everything
are
have to be reversed in your
know.
deck?
I know.
Well, February is going to be kind of a, I know you've been going through some stuff
This
you
one's
said
good though.
here.
8 of Swords are reversed.
Yeah, the Eight of Swords in reversed seems to indicate to me that
Movement.
you finally what?
Release.
I know. I was just going to say.
But I was starting.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I feel like maybe what's happening is that you've been in a position where you felt limited somehow, and this is going to pass in February, I think. Also, too, you may be reflecting on a recent maybe downturn in a relationship.
This is for the next 3 months, by the way.
Okay. So maybe that comes and goes in the 3 months. I don't know. But I'm also seeing the Chariot reverse too. And that makes me feel like there's some initiatives that aren't going to work out for you. And you may have to change your plans. You may have to do different things. Some things you were moving towards maybe will not look as feasible.
I'm feeling as far as job goes for the next 3 months that, it is possible that it's going to be a slow process of finding something you're really comfortable with again. It shows some movement, but also with the Chariot reverse, that's like coming to a stop. So I'm kind of feeling like this is still going to be working itself out in the next 3 months. And as far as relationships go, I think this Two of Cups reversed here is indicative of, what you've been through. Is maybe still playing a role with things on your mind, and there's kind of a push-pull here because, when I look at you getting, I'm sorry, I'm grabbing both cards. When I look at you getting the Eight of Swords reversed and then the Chariot reversed, this is kind of a push-pull to me. One is saying you're moving, and the other one is saying put the brakes on. And so I almost feel like something is stalling you in the relationship department. I'm feeling that. And I'm feeling it's probably because of the negativity you've came out of. So I get the feeling that you're not going to be involved in something probably for the next, 3 months. It's going to take some time.
Right. You mentioned, new love or Steve coming back, and I'm not thinking those are right
No.
away here.
I think you're moving on.
There's just sort of nothing that's really connecting you with Steve, I don't think, or there's just not harmony there at this time. And then the other thing is just maybe because you do need to move on.
Right. Because, in a way, I'm thinking that this card, the Chariot reversed, is talking about Steve. I just have that feeling. So nothing is happening there. And here is the card of you moving on, because of this broken relationship with Steve. That's sort of what I'm seeing.
So what's
but
Lenormand saying?
the fact that you're moving on doesn't necessarily mean anything's happening immediately with relationships. Well, that's the second card I pulled. That's the Crossroads or Path. And then I have the Child. What this is telling me, the Child is usually about small moves or maneuvers, short-term things. I get the feeling here that this is telling me, your move from this point forward on your path is going to be in smaller steps. Take it one day at a time, take it one experience at a time, just kind of take it step by step now. That's what it seems like. There's going to be baby steps of growth in these next 3 months. Nothing very dramatic.
I also think that relates to the reversed Eight of Swords because I think that you'll still find that there were some things that the limitations, they may be gone and you may be able to move, but some of the limitations were in your mind. So you're adjusting your thinking subconsciously or otherwise to moving beyond those limitations, to accepting confidence in yourself.
Mm-hmm. And we're going into a little bit of overtime. That's what we have for you, Divine. I'm glad you waited. Thank you. I really appreciate that, and I hope that helped. And so, hey, Dr. Victor, you're still with us?
Dr. Victor did put their question down there, so I'm going to see if I can go back to that. Reading about my new job at SFH next week.
week.
The energy will I come across? The outcome of the EDA or EOA.
Well, let's see what we can get. All right, let's try to do...
Thank you, Divine Universe.
Let's try to do 2 cards for each, maybe?
Okay.
And see what we get. Thank you, Divine Universe. You stay blessed as well. Did you shuffle these?
Nope, not yet.
I'm sorry we're using mine again. Did you want... Oh, wait. We
No,
just
that's
used
fine.
yours. That's right.
Well, we were using these.
Yeah.
But prior to that, the last meeting was these.
That's true.
No, it wasn't. You're right.
I
It
know.
wasn't.
Don't confuse
Do
me
you
now.
have to be so positive about that? Do you
Don't
have to know?
confuse me now.
Do you have to know?
Did you cut them? Obviously, at the end of the show, we're getting a little silly.
We're so cute. We're so cute.
Losing our minds, but that's okay. So, all right, Dr. V, let me see. You're squeezing in 2 questions there, so we're going to see what we can get for you here. Whoa.
Interesting.
All right.
All
So
right.
you had 2 things, and so I drew 2 cards for each.
Okay.
What
Reading
was-
about the new job, whether they'll come across at SFH. Okay.
Okay, want a reading about new job. Well,
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
yeah. What's that second card?
That's the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands.
Yeah, and one is reversed and one is upright. Well, the Queen of Wands is upright.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think the job is pretty good for you. I think it will work out well, but you know, it's going to be a little stressful. I feel on you. You know, you've got to watch your emotional well-being and kind of keep an even keel. I sense that there's going to be some stresses involved here, but I think you're going to do really well. I think this is a positive step.
Well, you're asking about the energy you will come across, I guess. And so what I'm seeing is like there's 2 things going on here. I think that some people will see you as strong, networking, vibrant, magnetic, attractive. And then some other people may feel a little bit like you're a little cold emotionally to them, or they feel like you're a little closed emotionally because maybe you just don't want to reveal everything about yourself right away. But overall, I agree with Banshee. I think that you will come across well, just maybe if people are trying to figure you out, they won't do it right away.
And then the 2020 outcome of EOA. Well, I think it's fairly positive.
It looks really positive,
We have
Dr.
the
Victor.
7 of Cups here, and we have the Ace of Pentacles here. So that's the start of good financial times or a beginning of something that could bring in money, a new opportunity. But this also says you have some choices to make or some decisions to make.
Well, it could also mean, too, that some of these opportunities of good employment will offer you the ability to really vision what you want your career to be. Some of this is visioning, I think, is that this will give you the idea of being able to look for yourself into what your possibilities are. You will still have to pick one and focus on it.
Now I'm just going to throw a couple in Armand to see if they give me an impression of either of those 2. Let's see. Or just what's going on generally for you right now. It's the lilies. And then I've got the cross. And, you know, it's almost as if I want to say I'm not sure this position is going to be long-term for you. You may move on to something else. And, but it looks like something may be coming to an end. You know, that maybe has been something long-term. You know, like, for example, if you've been a student for many years now, maybe that's finally coming to an end. Something is ending that you've been working on or doing for a long period of time.
I get the feeling that it could be that, but I also get the feeling like this may have nothing to do with the general question. This may just be about other situations in your life, and that some of that may be that you will have to make some changes and end some things in order to make life more convenient for how your career is unfolding. And I think some of that is you also accepting that within your mind too, because it's a little bit of a process of just saying you're maturing on that attitude. And I'm not trying to be silly here, because I find that even at my age, I feel sometimes that my understanding of feelings and concepts is still maturing, that I am still evolving myself to be a better person, even at my age.
I'm
not
picking
perfect. I'm
cat
just not
hair
perfect.
off of here. Well, that's what we have for you, Dr. Victor. So I hope that helps. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Gee, Jenna, I'm not sure. We're into overtime right now. Do you want to fit Jenna in since everybody else kind of left?
We'll just do this last one for Jenna then, because I believe you are the
You
last
are the
person.
last one
So,
we have to read for, Jenna.
so we will do that. Do you want, what do you want? Do you want a general, or do you have a specific question?
And then that will tie us up for today. We're done.
So go right ahead, Jenna.
Yeah, go ahead and type it in, Jenna. Yes, you again missed.
We're sorry. We are sorry. We have found that people who are a number of time zones away from us have generally the worst problem keeping up with us.
But that's not always true, because
Well,
people
Kelly
hop around.
is pretty good, but
A general reading for Jenna. All right. It's not my day. There are days like that. And gosh, everybody, Mercury's going retrograde soon, dare I say. That's going to be problematic. I'm just doing my cards because they're out here now, and we got to get rolling. Here you go. Sunday evening me time. Well, I'm glad you're spending it with us. That's awesome.
it's fun to have you at our show.
Yeah.
And Gina Clean when she shows up at Esoterics, and everybody.
Everybody.
Smiling Soul. All you guys.
Store. You got new headphones. Well, that's a good reason. Oh, did he drop one of my cards?
No, I dropped two.
Oh. Well, this is Judgment.
3 of Wands.
3 of Wands. Well, let's hold that thought. Let's go on. Okay, those were both upright, so they were not bad cards. Let's just see what else we get for Jenna.
You shuffled, right?
I did. Sunny does not make this easy. Oh, what do we have here?
Well, we have upright cards. We have the 5 of Coins.
Okay.
Swords. I'm
Swords.
Sorry, 5 of Swords.
Aha.
The 10 of Coins, which is lovely. And then we have the 6 of Coins.
Upright.
These are mostly good cards. This one is a
Five
little
of Swords,
challenging.
not so much. It seems as though, there might be some bitterness. There might be some hostility with somebody. It could be at work. It could be in your personal life. But don't let it get to you, because really there's so much good stuff going on here. And it seems to be related to finance or money or income, maybe.
Yeah, your focus in the general reading is that your financial thing is going to be better, is better, or will
be
better.
improving. The 10 of Coins is a card of maybe some help from somebody, family money, or, possibility of just realizing, that you have a lot of resources at your disposal you may not have thought of. And the 6 of Coins is, there's a lot of generosity and giving around you right now. And when you give to others, of your time and energy or your resources, I always say it comes back to you. And that's kind of the vibe, I think, of that card that I always keep in mind when I see the 6 of Pentacles. So what else you got?
That's pretty much it. Oh, wait, I wanted to go on to the other cards. So, yeah, the financial things are really pretty cool, I'm thinking.
Oh, well, but then if you are in the middle, it is about you, because it does affect you. So there's no middle sometimes. You can try to straddle that middle, but that gets hard.
I don't know that the Ten of Coins speaks specifically to the financial situation, but I do think it talks a lot about foundation around you, that you feel secure, that you have a good foundation of family or friends or situations that are mostly keeping you in good shape. And the Six of Coins to me, though, kind of shows that either you are in a position to be able to be generous or that someone will be able to be generous to you. Right, and you've mentioned this before.
That's
I think
right.
we've talked about it before. You're living with your father.
Well, I sense conditions are going to improve. I do think it's going to happen. But I also see that, yes, there is a helping hand in generosity right now.
I think you've indicated this before too, and I think the strife or stress is probably coming from your home situation because
She
of that.
mentioned something there about two people she's in the middle of. Yeah, I definitely see it. I definitely see improvement there, Jenna. Let me take a look at. Well, this is positive in a way. That's the second card I drew, the bear. And then I drew the tower. And I do feel like, the tower can be institutions, corporations. The bear can be about financial resources. This could also be, a financial institution that steps in to give you assistance. But this could also mean that you're going to find something in the financial industry, maybe is possible. But you're going to find there is a possibility that a job could open up for you. I still think it's going to take time. I just have a feeling it's not going to be right away.
I don't think that either, but what I do think is slightly different from what you got. I think that there's some sort of maternal presence, some sort of female uber person who possibly you're going to meet, or if you don't know them, you're going to meet them, but or else they're already there, and they are the person who maybe has clues or connections or situations that maybe will help you with that. So you have to peer through what that is, and maybe there's somebody there now, or maybe there's somebody you're going to find, you're going to meet through your travels, but I think you're going to be assisted basically by a maternal presence of some sort, somebody who wants to help you. And I think it will lead towards work within an institution or something that helps you in that manner.
Okay.
They may be coming. I just have that feeling.
Well, I do feel that there is something for you coming out of this. And the bear is a very strong, powerful card anyway. It could indicate these maternal instincts in yourself, and if it's not for children that you have, you just have that protective kind of energy around you that a mama bear would have for her cubs, So maybe you treat your friends that way, your family that way, you're kind of the strong person there. So that's what we have for you, Jenna. We were able to squeeze you in. And so sorry, Rashini. And so sorry, Acel. We're closing down for the night. We're about 15 minutes overtime now.
And I'd like to just say personally that I realize that sometimes people are waiting a long time for our readings, and maybe they move along somewhere and then they come back. And I'm not saying this specifically to anyone, but I do feel that sometimes you might want to go through the chat and see and review that. Dr. Victor, we thought you were with us, and so we took your question, we answered it, and so you've come on near the end and indicating that you don't seem to be aware that we've read for you, and I'm asking you, you're going to have to go back through our stream at some point and find where we did address your question. So
I think your question was right before or around the 4 o'clock hour. So it's so it's like the last maybe 20 minutes of our stream, because now it's like 15 minutes past. You should go look and see where you're at, but you're towards the end of our stream, and we did answer your questions.
Alrighty.
So that's what we have, and next time I'd say, I know you can't stay for 2 hours, but come back and forth frequently and check to see if, we've moved down the list closer to you, because sometimes people leave and we move through the lists faster, and we want to try to get everybody in when we can. So hope you've enjoyed this day, and thank you all for coming.
We
Oh,
appreciate
take
that.
care, Casey. We will see you all next time, and thanks for coming, and enjoy the week ahead. We'll see you on Thursday, those of you that can make it.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.